No. I just wanted to know if people got to hear the fun bits we were doing about Shakira.
I started streaming, by the way, already.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Hi, kid. Let's talk
I don't know
about
if it's
Shakira.
up yet, so...
It's up. I just checked.
Looks like it's up. Hi, Aloha. Hi, Clone.
Hello.
What's the
I didn't
verdict
say
now?
hi, Mel. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
Alright, let me make sure that my one sheet of notes here that I have physically kept for whatever reason. But thank God I did.
Should we move to the right chat?
Oh
Can
yeah.
you
Fuck,
move me?
there's 2 chats here.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Okay.
Do it.
There we go.
Hi,
There's
Tiny.
the stream boy.
Oh.
Could
I
you
should
imagine
give
if we
other
kept
people-
Tiny in the other chat for the entirety of the stream and didn't know?
You
That
couldn't.
would be pretty hard because he plays a character.
Yeah, but
He's
like,
in the thing is the thing.
yeah,
He's
but like,
here.
but
Like he
yeah.
says things.
Aloha's wondering where Quirth is.
Can you not
Where's
hear
Quirth?
me?
I can record.
Is he
I
just
can hear
being a
Quirth
dick to me?
Oh, he might be, actually.
He might be knowing Aloha.
Almost
Is the music too loud? It's kind of
And the
loud.
stream has a fucking
Is the
delay.
stream kind of
of-
loud? The music on the stream? I think it's fine.
It seems. Hold on.
We'll be right back.
No, we're still here. And
We're
leaving.
still here, but we're just checking things.
Dun-dun-dun.
What class
Might
was
just-
I? Okay.
You're a rogue, I think.
Yeah, I'm a rogue.
It might just be that I didn't see you ask the question, Aloha. It might not be a delay.
No, it's a very slight delay. I'm listening to the stream and it's like 2 seconds in front of us.
Clone
Oh,
says
wow.
I'm good.
That must be really awful to listen to. Sorry, Mel.
Timber, why are you so
I've been
far?
playing D&D wild.
D&D question mark?
D&D question mark?
D&D?
Let me just turn down the volume.
We're fucking making sure sound
We're
is good.
getting all our
Aloha.
shit together, Aloha.
Tamara,
God.
are
Guess-
are you downstairs?
Let's
No, I'm
not
back
be
on the
rude,
bottom.
okay? Aloha's our
God.
friend. He's
No,
our
he's-
friend.
Yeah, that's why
Please.
we're
Mel, you never gave me the important. Like, you never found the important information.
What important information?
The stuff about Shakira.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I just sort of gave up on that.
God damn it, Mel. We expect you to go through with your research.
I'm sorry, I just didn't
Okay,
care
are we
enough.
can we like can we like do can we go? Can we
Are
like
we good to go?
Yeah.
Why
Aloha's
are
right.
you rushing so much?
because we haven't started yet.
Okay. Fine. Welcome back, guys, to Curse of Strahd.
You're not the GM.
You're not the GM!
Alright,
Get
so
outta
we're ready
here.
to all start and whatnot. We're all
Yep.
good. We've got our snacks, our waters. Everyone's
Yes.
ready for this. What will probably be like an hour and a half total, but whatever.
That's
Fine.
look, that's an hour and a half longer of D&D than I had tomorrow. Tomorrow? What? Please
What?
start talking.
Well, are you doing
Start,
anything tomorrow?
start.
Yeah, so this is my first time GMing something in like 5 months at this point, I think. So bear with me, but also it's good to be back, I think.
Yay.
I don't know yet.
I haven't
We'll
really
have-
sort of figured that out just
We'll just have to see where we go from here. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back, players. I really hope that this is going to be a fun time. I'm kind of chilly, so I've put my robe on, my GMing robe,
Ooh,
and I'll
atmosphere.
probably be sweating in it in like 30 minutes because that's how it be. Previously on Curse of Strahd, though, we, the party, the adventurers, arrived in the village of Barovia. I can pull you to the map, actually, because it is a very pretty map. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast.
This is not sponsored by Wizard the Coaster.
It's not, but it's a module that they made, so I just kind of credit where credit.
I know. I make the fun bits.
That's right, it's not control ping. They arrived in the village of Barovia, having bested the murder house and survived, mostly intact.
Except for the snake.
Except
Snake's
for the
good. Snake's good now. Snake's kind of mad still, but Snake's physically well, where they encountered a young man with a big problem. The young man Ismark Kolyanovic, known as Ismark the Lesser, in the village of Barovia, due to him basically kind of living in the shadow of his father, the Burgermeister. Informed you of his woes and that his manor had been besieged by the minions of Strahd for about a week now, 3 days, give or take. And the stress had been so great that his father had died of a heart attack, and they couldn't get his body out to be buried. So you offered to help and met with his adopted sister, Irina Kolyanovic, who is apparently the target of Strahd's sort of machinations. Why, you're not sure yet, but anyone who's even remotely familiar with Strahd at all will know. But
Shh. That's for later.
Says in the secret.
That's for the audience to figure out.
That's for me to figure out later.
Taking Irina, Ismark, and their body to Father Donovic of the church in Barovia, they asked Donovic to perform the burial and the last rites, and he said he would do it, but that his son, who has been turned by a vampire into a vampire spawn thrall, kind of a mess, who he has locked in the basement, in order to keep him from just kind of murdering people, because he kind of can't control any of that shit yet, even though it's been years.
Rip.
And you guys talked to him for a bit, and that was quite an interesting exchange. And you got in kind of calming Father Donovic's son, you earned his trust, and he gladly performed the ritual and the burial for the Burgermeister. Now he's promised to help you, Irina, and Ismark to get to the village of Valaki, where they hope that they can bring Irina to safety and out of the reach of the cursed Strahd.
Hey, that's almost a title drop.
That's like pretty close to it, actually.
Heading out at dawn, you have crossed over the Ivalis Bridge, and after about a good morning's travel, I'd say it's about noon now, you've reached the Ivalis Crossroads, and I will take you there now.
Ooh.
And I have box text.
Ooh.
Oh.
Box text?
I also worked hard on this map, and I think it is very pretty.
Ooh.
Let me pull down one of my 50 things I have open here. The River Ivalis Crossroads. As you reach the crossroads, an old wooden gallows creaks in the chill wind that blows down from the high ground off to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in 3 directions. Barovia Village, to back the way you came, Sarpool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork seems to slant down and disappear into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog. It appears that a swarm of fowl are circling the gallows.
Well, even for Barovia, I feel this is awfully cheery. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, at least it's outside.
There is nothing cheery about gallows.
It would also seem that the birds are wasting their energy. There's nobody there yet anymore.
Are we sure about that one?
Well,
Is there anybody hanging from the gallows, GM?
There does not appear to be anyone hanging from the gallows.
You said that there
We
was
can
like
be
a.
fairly certain.
Oh, go ahead.
We can be fairly certain that there's no one there, barring any supernatural tendencies, which is becoming increasingly likely, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more apt to suspect something supernatural than nothing at all.
Well, let me take a look at this. Decker, you said that the lengths of rope hanging from the gallows, those are frayed, right?
Yeah, they seem like they've had a lot of use and don't go super well kept, but they're not rotted away quite yet, so possibly recently.
I'm mostly wondering, do these look like they've been cut in any way? Or do they just look like they are really, really long?
They are readied nooses.
Oh.
So, is this just like a nest with some eggs in it?
Yeah, you notice a few nests around with large sort of eggs in them. Some of them have more than 2, but this is the only asset I could find.
How high up would you say this is? Like, is it like
Pretty high. It's not, I wouldn't say reachable. Maybe if you climbed the tree a bit. They were good, I'd say 15 feet off the ground. To put a D&D metric on it.
You kind of looks up there, walks by.
One is a
they
bit lower that you notice is on the signpost here.
This looks like normal nests to me, so the birds probably aren't supernatural.
As you say that, a few of the ravens, you can now tell, perch up on the gallows and kind of seem to watch you.
Well, maybe
Well, you
we
know
spoke
what,
too
I
soon.
guess I'll take that one back.
Ravens are naturally curious, and this might just be a natural phenomenon of the birds.
You're also in Ravenloft, though. It's fucking called the Raven.
According to some people, ravens are a sign of good luck. This may be good for our fortunes. Perhaps they're also
Yes.
just sizing us up. We can never tell for sure.
Now I'm going to reach into this nest.
Okay, let me think. Never mind. Fine.
Alright, you reach in and you swipe a couple of eggs.
I just gotta look at the eggs. Do they look especially weird in any way?
These look like bird eggs.
He just kind of like looks at it, nods. All right, well, that's just normal bird eggs. He just kind of like, you know, that juggly thing, the contact juggling you can do. He just kind of does that with the eggs in his.
Where is he facing as he starts juggling, by the way?
Oh, he's walking back. He's walking back to the group.
Damn it. Okay.
And it's not juggling. It's just like he's rolling them around. Like, you know how Fushigi is.
Like a fish.
Yeah.
Fushigi balls?
It's called contact
You didn't have to
juggling.
bring it up.
They didn't know. No one knew what it was.
I knew what you were talking about. I was gonna say Fushigi if no one else did.
I turned to the 3 people who are traveling with us. Sorry about the sightseeing.
It's fine. Rather standard fare for Barovia, though I can't say I get out much.
I'm somewhat surprised. Do you mean that people come through here and take a gander at this? I can't imagine this is much of a tourist destination.
No, for sure, but adventurers get lost in the mists and show up here all the time. We do what we can to help them, you know, when they're not jackasses, but
I look to everyone here.
Very good
By
thing.
the way,
Adventurers
as-
Ismark also kind of looks at you.
As Penelope's
Shrugs.
talking to them, I want to do something like, oh, she's looking all.
Mhm.
Certainly.
Yeah, I just eat the egg.
The egg hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, are you?
No, that's real.
That's for real.
Oh!
You should have read the box text, Quirth.
Emil, as you eat egg, there is a disturbance in this yonder tree as
It looks as if we
The one
disturbed
behind-
the egg spirits.
behind the signpost, the lone tree here,
Okay.
as the branches rattle and shake and
Emil just kind of like looks down, the egg still in his mouth, still holding the other one.
Do I want to turn around?
Yeah,
Good, I
but-
don't have to. No, fantastic. I don't even have
You
to.
know what? I don't take any responsibility for this. They were there anyway.
They were not protecting their eggs.
Yeah, these aren't their eggs. They're over there.
Oh, ooh, that's unfortunate.
End of the combat.
Oh no!
Wow,
Oh,
+1.
no.
I got a 19.
No, don't worry,
Oh.
guys. I got this. Fuck. Heck. Darn.
Me looking
Where
at my
did I put
fucking
it?
abilities, like, what do I do? Who am I?
I got
Why-
this,
I'm
guys.
a caster. How do you think?
I got
oh
this.
my god!
Oh,
Don't worry,
Lord.
Esma's always ready.
Good God. Alright, let me...
Jeez.
The
bird
one
is a
sheet I didn't have
responsibility
pulled
for
up
this
because I'm a
action.
fool.
Oh my
I
god.
would walk in and eat an egg.
I mean, at least that's the one for the combat, probably.
Yeah, you say that.
Wow.
Let's see, do I do separate initiative?
Baby.
I'll do separate initiative.
Yeah, probably. There's only two of them.
Yeah.
Rolling at 20. Rolling at 20.
Oh shit.
Plus
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
It's 18,
basically
but
nat
That's
20.
fine.
That's
Compared to
Might as well
everybody
be.
else.
that's basically enough.
It could be better. It could be like
Everyone-
worse.
Everyone rolls on the two ends of the spectrum.
So I have a question really quick. Are they like, do they look like they're like aggroed on me per se?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You're such
And,
a dumbass.
What do you, I don't look at the fucking bird egg. You eat bird eggs. It's so,
Not whole. Not when
Right.
there are birds around that probably are owners
Okay.
of the eggs.
And
no,
these
that's,
ravens.
you eat eggs and that's the thing you can do. Just because there's a bunch of huge ravens in one place doesn't mean that like it's not normal to eat eggs.
That may be called tempting the fates.
Okay.
I can't
I'll
believe
take
I'm
that
having
one.
this conversation right now. I can't believe I'm having to argue with you about whether or not that was a smart move.
You'll
I
have
don't
plenty of
think- I don't
time while
think
these
we
birds
evolved
bear
from
down
this.
on us.
These ravens, as you say that, bear down on you, Zillow.
Oh, this seems. I don't see what we've done in this situation.
We've done
Perhaps
plenty.
you'd be more interested in one of the other members of our party.
What the heck? Why are they rolling at advantage? I always turn that
Oh
off.
my god, is that 10 damage?
Oh,
That's 10 damage.
By the way, I can't see anybody else's HP.
What? Oh, heck. Seriously? Okay, let me... I can't remember if I did that intentionally or not. If I did, I'm just gonna turn
I
that...
think you did because like the first part of it, it was more like
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I'll turn those on now. Don't know why
Wait,
they...
why am I hurt? What?
just
Yeah, you
okay.
might have been... No, that doesn't make sense. What the heck? You didn't combat last session.
Yeah, I don't. I'll just fix that. That's fine.
Might have been the bloodletting.
Oh, it might have been.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll just subtract it. It's fine.
I'd say you'd have healed. You had a night's rest.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right.
Because Donovic waited till dawn to do the burial, as is tradition.
Sure.
And then you guys headed out. Esma.
okay. I'm going to step up to this bird. And
That's mini birds.
yeah, as
A whole
I
bunch of birds.
as I swing at this bird, I like I guess a grappling hook kind of grabs Silo and moves her out of the way, and I'm going to do a maneuvering attack. using my superiority
Oh.
dice.
Alright.
gotta hit it
Nice.
first.
Yeah, I gotta hit it. Let's see if I hit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ravens haven't got a big bunch of ravens. You just kind of swing your sword and see what it hits most of the time.
Wait,
Alright,
so these
so
aren't like
much.
big ravens. They're just like a lot of ravens,
Ravens are naturally pretty big.
but they're not like extra big. They're just like normal ravens.
But there's just like
Yeah.
a whole lot.
They're just
If-
normal
Okay,
ravens, and
you
there's a
know what?
lot.
Actually, this might actually be my fault.
Alright, so Silo, you can move up to half your speed and it won't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yoink.
Yeah, so my grappling hook kind of just pulls you out of the way.
How very considerate.
Please stand behind me.
Well, there are
And
two flocks of birds. I don't know if that's really gonna work.
You're currently standing between them and the rest of the party, so I'm not sure how much the rest of us have to worry.
And these
For
swarms
now.
of ravens are going to assail Emil.
I'm going to even the odds.
Oh?
I think I roll after they roll.
Okay.
This is a triggering roll, so I would assume. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Well, I don't have to. Wait. Does the wording of this seem like I have to call it beforehand? Because I don't want
You can
to
use your
Let me
reaction.
Make it.
It
So-
says you can use your reaction to influence it.
Then
So
So I see it. I don't want to do it because it doesn't hit me anyway. Just not gonna use that.
if it specifies you can use it as you use your reaction, I would say that it's an after thing that you can do.
Makes sense.
Okay. Then I just kind of like duck out of the way of the bird.
5e does not have 1,000 rules like Pathfinder for how turns work, so. Alright, and these birds kind of all swoop at you and you duck, and they fail to connect with you. Emil.
Oh. Well. I look back at everybody over here, and then I just hit the bird with the rib.
Just skewer a bird. That might hit. That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Well, so I just kind of like move forward, like draw the rapier out. She's trying to like wave it at the thankful ravens. As I do that, as a bonus action, I'm just gonna pop the other egg I have in my mouth. Crunch.
These ravens are extra aggroed against you. I'm gonna give them advantage on their next attack.
You know what? That's so
God.
valid.
I give the ravens inspiration because you're a dick.
Silo.
One can make a very pithy remark about the utilitarianism of this situation. That will not be necessary, though, as some of us have better things to do than comment on what's obvious to the rest of us.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I cast Sacred Flame on these guys, because I'm not wasting a spell on your own bullshit. Yoink. DC 13 swarm save. They better not make that roll or I'll be very disappointed.
Wait, Sacred Flame's a dex save?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You dodge the power of God.
Well, you shoot
because
a
it
flame
falls
bomb.
on you.
That's fair.
Which one were you?
The bottom one.
Nice. All right. This swarm of ravens is quite thinned out now. It's about, you'd say, half, reduced to half of its birds, as some of them just kind of flop flaming, attempt to just kind of beat themselves out with their wings while hopping away.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Oh, that absolutely won't be necessary. Don't worry. I'm just gonna cast Magic Missile at the rest of this flock.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use a second level spell slot, so is that all of them? That doesn't sound right. Hold on, let me look. It is 3 glowing darts, so I rolled this 3 times. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. That is 11 damage.
Alright, that's just enough as you either scare off or injure enough of these ravens that they flee back into their nests.
A couple of them burst into smoke, I think, but
Oh, for sure.
Like that
many of them get away.
fucking-
You know, I
Alright.
really do hate the unnecessary violence.
I mean, they started it.
Yes, they started this.
Certainly.
Esma,
I step up
Oh,
you steppy.
and I smack down.
There's no steppy.
oh,
Oh,
Raw.
big smacky. Goodness, okay, yeah.
Esma
Holy-
just walks into the swarm of birds and he rotates his torso with his sword out and just tornado spins these guys.
You just like Legend of Zelda spin attack these
Yeah.
swarm of ravens and just massive damage.
now
Alright,
that's what I call a murder most foul. No one?
Nice one.
Okay, that's fine.
No, it was a very well constructed wordplay.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Very
These
good.
These ravens are enraged at Emil and are going to attack you.
I will make it regular instead of disadvantage.
Oh, okay. It still hits, I
I'm
think.
gonna even the odds.
Okay.
Wait, never mind.
Is
My
that
armor
even going
class. My armor
No,
class
no.
isn't that high.
Yeah, I was
Down
about to
the road.
say.
No, I'm just
Alright.
gonna get hit.
Damn.
They do have reduced damage dice because you have removed half of them.
Nice. Alright.
Isn't that a fun mechanic?
That's a fun
very
mechanic.
fun mechanic.
Swarms.
Is it my turn?
And it's Emil's turn. Ravens do
So-
not have multi-attack.
I have sneak attack on this because my dear friend Esma's right here.
Alright, that's a big hito, and you managed to scare off the rest of these ravens with your flurry of rapier. And that would be the combat.
So what have we learned
Congratulations.
about? What have we learned about enraging the wildlife? I say, bleeding.
Oh my goodness.
It has little to no consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Next time you steal, make sure you are not seen.
Are
you
you-
know what?
Are you going back?
Oh my god, you're going.
I continue walking.
Double dip.
I'm not.
That's. I
It's the
don't
thing.
believe
This is spite at this point. Look, I don't need them. I don't
I
need
don't-
these eggs.
I don't
But I
believe-
want them because they attacked us. Is this the way we're supposed to be going?
I was going to say I don't believe that's the way we want to
I thought it
go.
was. I thought Ravenloft and the other place were this way, and then that's just some other.
We're not heading to Ravenloft.
Yeah, but there's the other place too.
You're adding to the town of Valaki, which is
Which is
the
this-
same way that leads to
Okay.
Raven.
All right.
You
You
can
can always
give
go
an
to
egg.
Ravenloft if you want to.
Oh, you know what? Sure, give it to me.
He hands her a raw egg.
So Penelope takes the raw egg. She takes out a vial from her pack. She cracks the egg into it and just drinks the yolk whole.
There's a baby bird in the egg.
Oh no. Glug glug.
I guess that's a way. That's a way fancier way to do it. It's the
Subway
same
breakfast.
spirit.
I'm
Do you
just.
want
I
an
like-
egg, Silo? Silo? Fuck, I don't remember.
No.
It's trying time.
Alright,
You
and
really
you
do
guys.
look awful. Are you okay?
No.
Do you want to like sit down?
No.
All right, let's go.
Would you like to dress your wound?
That would probably be appropriate. I say wrapping.
Alright,
Take it
and you guys.
I have a
Go
minus
to
one in
leave.
medicine. I'm not gonna do that.
And y'all leave the crossroads.
1 second, Decro, may I make a medicine check to put just to staunch some very nasty claw marks?
Can I put some of the blood back in me with the medicine?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say that you're not. That you patch yourself up so that you're not at least looking like you got mauled. You look like you might have fallen in a bramble patch now instead.
And here, let me do you, Emil. You've got a nasty scratch on your cheek. Give me one moment.
It might be more appropriate
I
to
can-
leave it there
I got it.
as a reminder.
Guess what a cool scar you'll have.
No,
That's-
I don't want a scar. I was confident in my own medicine skills, but I don't know where my medicine things have gotten. No longer confident in that.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Give me a moment. She takes out like some like balls of what you can tell are just like rags that are covered in like various stains. Don't worry, these are washed. I'm going to. That's
They
a.
don't look it.
But that's the same modifier as my medicine.
It's better than mine.
You cover the wounds, I guess.
Put a rag over the blood.
I just put like a Hello Kitty bandage. You know, the Strahd.
Basically, yeah.
I just
What's
bandage
the
up your face a little bit.
D&D equivalent of Hello Kitty?
That one barbarian dude with the hamster.
What?
What?
It's a popular character in like D&D fiction. I can never remember anything about him other than he's a barbarian and he has a hamster.
I see.
I don't think he shows up in Ravenloft at any point, so
Oh, really? The man and his fun little hamster, aren't he? I'm shocked.
there might be a different man with a hamster now that I think about it. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
That's
as
the
you
Overwatch character, right?
as you guys leave, behind you, you hear a creaking noise and a sharp crack from behind you.
I turn around.
As you turn, you see the gallows, and where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless gray body. The breeze slowly turns the hanged figure towards you, and and it fixes its dead eyes upon you.
Well, there. Now they have something to circle that's worthwhile.
Oh man. I would like to go and look at that. Personally?
Yes, I would love to just take a peek.
Now, I will ask very quickly,
Mhm.
what does that body look like to everyone else?
A corpse, mostly.
Any
Gray.
particular corpse? Any...
Does it look familiar to me? And if not, can I just make a medicine check to, like, look over the body?
Go for it.
Okay. I assume it doesn't look like anybody I know personally.
It looks like a unfamiliar just person in Barovian clothing from what you saw back in the village.
Kind of, like, leans up to it and, like,
It
Does it-
smells.
touch the...
Does this person have, like, any identifying things like, on them?
No, look like perfectly just a Joe Schmo Barrow Vian.
Hey.
He's got a
I'd
mustache.
To get this body down if we could.
Did we get to see the body of the guy we're going to bury?
Oh, you already buried him
Oh, okay.
back in town.
I forgot.
in the
Yeah,
church.
but does he look like the guy we buried?
No?
Okay.
I would really appreciate if we could get the body off the gallows.
I ripped the
No.
body off the gallows.
Be careful with it, please.
Yes, don't... Here, let me help. I can... Why exactly are you so interested in
I
this
will
corpse?
tell you once I have a better look at it.
Okay.
Alright.
I
So
said
you
it.
guys cut down the body and lay it down on the gallows.
Yep.
Sure.
It begins to melt away into ashes that dip off into the breeze.
Oh!
How
It
charming.
feels as you feel as though, Emil, you pick up giggling in the wind.
So I will say, now that that's gone, that looked like me.
I see.
Like,
I don't think it didn't look that much like you.
That was my body.
okay,
did
I
not
looked
look
over
like
the
you.
body. It did not look like Emil's body to me, did it?
Penelope, it just looked like some Barovian person. Didn't
I-
look like Emil.
That was me.
As far as you could remember, it didn't look like anyone you saw in town either.
I will say, Emil, I don't believe the body the rest of us saw looked anything like you.
Yes,
Sans
that
a
is
mustache.
I did ask. That's why I asked you if it looked like anything in particular to you. Did you hear the giggling? Any of you guys hear the giggling? Anyone?
Did I
Did
hear
I
giggle?
hear the giggling?
You might have.
Hmm.
But it's hard to tell, thinking back on it, if it was just that or if it was just...
Because
Some
I'm
of the
pretty sure
ravens.
someone's fucking with me.
Well, if it's any consolation, you've been cursed by birds, so that's wonderful.
You'll eat another
To
egg.
remove the curse, we must kill all the birds.
I feel
That
like
would
to
be
remove the curse-
unnecessary and very time consuming.
I feel like an easier way to do it is to just kind of make him upchuck the egg, don't you?
I don't think that's the.
I
Hey,
look down at
guess who
Emil.
Guess who also ate an egg, Penelope?
Hmm?
You also ate a whole egg.
No, I didn't eat a whole egg. I cracked it open. Very
That's
different.
still an egg.
As you say the solution is to kill all the birds, you notice a rustling in this tree over here.
Mm,
Throw a knife at it.
No, don't throw a knife at
oh my god, are we gonna have to fight for...
The rustling stops.
Yeah, I just want to spook it. This isn't a I want to kill you, not this is just get
Okay.
the fuck out of here. Well, that's great. I'm glad to know I've been singled out on the birds list of people to haunt.
It's a
Why do these
complete
birds have
mystery
to-
as to why, though.
Well, I just feel like birds should not be able to do that.
Biggie
Just like as a matter of principle, they don't deserve it.
Do you think
It's
that's the
likely
strangest
something
thing
else.
that's happened to you the past week?
Yes,
We met 2 dead children.
that was dead me though. Children can die. I'm right here.
You died too. You can definitely die too. You just
I
haven't
can,
put
but
enough
I'm
effort
not.
into it.
I'm not dead, so me seeing a corpse of me, that's pretty weird. It's weirder than seeing some dead kids, because kids can die sometimes.
I mean, are you sure you're not dead? Hold on, let me.
Yes.
I pinch his face a couple times.
Emil reaches over to pinch, like, between, like, your fucking bandana and your hood.
Oh, she fucking she steps back very abruptly when you do that.
Not very fun, is it? Hands off the merchandise. Let's
Alright.
go.
And you guys continue down the road. As you guys continue heading down the path some more, Ismark speaks up at one point. I know it might be a bit of a detour, but it's not good to be out at night. I can't think of anywhere else that we can camp that won't be dangerously close to the castle. There's a small Vistani camp up ahead that we might be able to take refuge in for the night.
Vistani?
Yes, they're something of wandering people. Nomadic, I think is the word.
Are they friendly?
Many Barovians do not trust them. I do not share those sentiments. Some of them are in service to Strahd, but most of them are good people.
So you're saying that they're nomadic in these lands, and they're not...
And yes, impressive, isn't it? Another reason why many of my people do not trust them. They believe they're under the protection of Strahd, which may or may not be true. They've been in these lands longer than I've been alive, so it's hard to tell their history. It's not exactly written either. They're an oral tradition folk. It is said that they can travel between the mists, though. They might be able to help you if you're seeking to escape Barovia.
Now, mind you,
That one's interesting.
I would assume many Barovians have already pestered them about that, and
Probably
if
not
so,
best to lead with.
You'd
Perhaps they didn't mask nicely enough. Worth a shot.
We're not
That's nicely.
Unfortunately, centuries of hardship under the devil has sort of made Barovians not the most hospitable sort.
See,
So
it's a
that-
real possibility.
Hopefully when we remove him, that can change.
So then the distrust between your people is for the most part mutual, then?
To a degree, I suppose.
Interesting. Well, I'm certainly excited to learn an oral history. I can't say I would have had any opportunities to before. And Penelope just kind of walks down the path.
Right.
She seems maybe excited, but you can't really tell much about her expression.
They're definitely a more lively folk than what you probably met back in town.
Oh, thank God, it's been so depressing.
That's not that hard. We met 2 dead people.
Certainly.
Technically,
It's likely to say that this is one of the more lively things in a several mile radius this party is.
Alright, let me just check and make sure that the map is prepared.
Honestly, I think the almost being mauled to death by crows was the most normal thing we've experienced here.
I had to haggle for selling some things. That was pretty normal.
Yes, that was alright, I suppose, studying spellbook, that sort of thing, but you know, that's more dependent on you and not on the surroundings.
I mean, if you all to be go by, the bird thing was also dependent on me.
Yes, it was.
Thank you for the reminder.
Silo says bleeding still.
Alright, I've copy-pasted you to the map. Let me
I'm
drag
sad
you
you didn't
over
give-
there.
You didn't give Esma an egg.
What was he gonna do with it?
You
He was gonna cook it inside of him.
Oh, like a little oven boy.
Well,
He
Maybe
comes
these
with a
guys have-
stovetop.
maybe these people have an egg.
Oh,
They
God.
have very big horses.
You know, now that I think about it, this one's a lot more drearier. I kind of wish I was playing the other one.
Yeah, this is very dreary.
The other one
They're
was a
very
lot.
lively people.
Yeah, that's, as
Oh,
soon as I said it, I was like, heck, this song's a lot. This
like
song's a lot more
fire,
dreary.
hellfire.
I'll just put the other track back on.
Hello, come on, you're the most trustworthy of us. Come on, you first.
I have
Scylla-
more
Scylla,
box
after you.
text.
Oh yes, of course, Scylla.
How very kind.
Alright.
I'll be right here. Don't...
Walks forward.
Alright. The road gradually disappears and is replaced by twisted, muddy paths through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons frequently. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling above. There is a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. There are big horses. And sippy at the water. It's because they count as large, and
No, I know.
no
I
one
know.
ever,
I just-
no one apparently thought to make them long instead of just.
Long horses. You can make them long.
I could, but I tried it and it kind of looked worse, so I just kind of left it.
Just really
Happens.
big horses. They're fat in the middle.
Suki draft horse. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled draft horses sippy from the water. Doesn't actually say sippy, but
That's.
I mean, I thought it would, honestly.
Wait, now
Sippy,
why are
sippy.
why are we going ahead instead of the
Well,
people
we're
who
n-
actually
we're not-
are from?
We're not native. Didn't they say there was tension? Shouldn't we go?
the
Best
mournful,
foot-
the mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. Footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge. That's that.
I feel like we are the best suited to walk straight into this game. Yeah,
Yes,
there we
of
go. There
course.
Esma goes. Come on,
Yeah,
Esma.
great. It's wonderful.
Taking the initiative.
Everyone just sort of giving him fucking.
Okay, sees a giant robot walk up to you. What the fuck? No. What are these people called again?
Accordion music
I
stops.
forgot what they're called.
The Vistani.
Good afternoon, Viscani.
I can spell it if I could. This. That's an N. That's a K. What, can I type today?
No. Not allowed.
Good afternoon, Viscani. We are travelers, and we've been traveling very far. We wish to camp with you. Many of my people are tired and hungry.
Haha, new face! And quite a strange face, too. Come, welcome.
I thank you very much for letting us in this camp.
Thank you
You're
very
wel-
much for calling me weird.
You're welcome to warm yourselves. Please tell us your tales. Or hear ours if you are more interested in those.
Ooh, I'm very interested in those.
Yeah, no, it sounds wonderful. Look, sending Esma in first was a perfect idea. Look how.
We can tell you the tale of the Death House.
Oh man.
Oh, a lot of them oh and ah and nod.
Penelope looks back to Emil and Scylla like, oh, he tells stories now.
Yeah, he
Fox head.
tells stories. He gives a shit
Can I
even
roll
credit.
performance on how I tell the story?
Yeah, give me a perform storytelling.
And
Can I
the,
give him a-
the funny thing is, you know, how Esma's a robot, so he's just gonna tell it in the most bland way possible. Wow, never
oh my
mind.
god.
I have a
Oh,
negative
wow.
1 and I rolled well. I guess I tell it in a very cool way.
It's
So
just very
Edson,
cool.
your delivery is kind of bland, but but you have like a sound box in you, so you can make sound effects and shit.
Oh yeah, I
when
just
you're telling a
replay
story,
exactly the sounds of what happened.
and they're all really impressed, and I think that's the coolest shit ever.
I'm excited to hear the replication of the sound of the snake hitting the fucking floor
And then the snake hit
splatting.
the altar. Smack.
Oh.
It was by far the
Snake.
most intelligent thing Penelope has done.
I mean, it was, but also I feel very insulted.
God, they put so many
Thank
fucking
you.
Vistani. Let me move some of these
Yeah,
around.
there's a lot of these boys.
There's a lot of
It's,
these
it's
lads.
very
Look at
dense.
the
I feel like they wanted to encourage you to not fight them, maybe.
That's probably it, because there's more in the GM
Oh
here
my
in the tents and shit.
God, they're just
Don't
chilling.
fuck with them.
Don't fuck with the Vistani, seriously.
They have swords. More
They
than
got
you do.
swords. They've got curved swords and shit.
I bet they have guns too, secretly.
That'd be cool. They
They
don't.
all pull out Glocks.
And after I finished talking about the death house, I ended off with, and that was only a singular day.
Ah! And they all like applaud and are really. They think it's. Esma, they think they're the coolest dude.
I also politely applaud.
I clap politely and I look over at Emil like, oh, so he does actually tell stories.
Mila just kind of sitting there listening, just having a good time.
Now I wish to hear one of your stories.
Ah, well, I've been meaning to tell this one for a while now. I think it could serve you well in the lands of Barovia. A cautionary tale, maybe a hint of treasure in the end. He waggles his eyebrows and
Penelope
makes
waggles
magic finger gestures over the fire. Once, about a year ago, a mighty wizard came to this land. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing now. He points to Penelope.
back.
A very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against that devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle on Mars. He gestures overhead on the ridge to the looming bulwark of Castle Ravenloft. A gust of wind picks up dramatically.
Ooh, good timing.
When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, were never seen again. I do hear tales that one of them was sent back, but I cannot imagine what state in.
Now,
Quick
hold on a
glance.
second.
Quick glance over to the person he's obviously talking about.
Yeah, Donovich's son was, he said he was one of those people who went, right?
This certainly sounds familiar.
How's Donovich doing?
Donovan looks a little teary-eyed and kind of wants to leave, you'd say.
Penelope waves him off like, please, 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 please
He
get
wants to be polite.
Oh,
Oh no!
This is like the most people he's seen in years.
Oh no!
And he's just
Nobody
kind of
comes to the church
socially
anymore.
not adjusted to it.
Hey Decker, how many eggs would you say I got from that last egg? Like the last.
I'll say you've got a clutch of 4 eggs.
I throw an egg on the ground.
What?
Oh shit! Dropped
What?
an egg, like away from where everything is.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now, okay.
Oh gosh darn it, why can't I hold all these eggs?
Kind of look over at Donovan's like,
Donovan goes and stands near some trees.
oh.
I feel like I could have.
He doesn't want to get too far away because it's scary and being
Yeah,
bad.
Valid.
yeah, that's valid.
That was the
Some
purpose of that
distraction.
egg, I whisper to Esma.
The egg was used as a distraction.
Ismark actually asks Silo and Esma here if you could watch Irina for him while he goes to comfort the priest.
Amina, if you are cold, please stand by the fire.
Or by me, I have a radiator in this. Taps chest plate.
It's true. The heat is incredibly intense.
I
The
apologize.
The
It's fine.
Vistani storyteller kind of clears his throat a bit.
Yeah, sorry about the egg.
It is no problem. Now, where was I? Yes, the wizard and the vampire threw spells at each other, casting back and forth. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice that overlooked the falls. This Vistani He saw the battle with his very own eyes. He gestures to both his eyes, one at a time. I tell you, it was as if thunder had shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard again, and yet he still stood his ground. Never before had I seen someone withstand so much, and yet he looked as though his ground was breaking. When the devil Strahd fell upon him, though, his magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, to see if he had anything value on him. But it seemed as though the river Ivalis had already spirited him away, never to be seen again.
Sounds like a typical wizard, unable to take any form of physical punishment.
Oh, why thank you, I appreciate it, Silo.
I feel like
See-
if you had gotten attacked by the birds, you would have been out with the one, claw mark, so I feel I'm fine with Silo on this.
You look at Penelope, she actually looks very, very hardy.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not gonna say that!
I could take quite a bit of punishment myself, don't you worry. And as for your tale, it was very entertaining and I appreciate it. Thank goodness I'm not a people person.
Yes, I don't remember the wizard's name, but it definitely had the ring of someone incredibly important. I'm sure if it was so important, it would come back to me.
Can I roll an insight check on him, actually?
Go for it.
I want to see if he's not being entirely truthful about the story or about knowing the wizard's name.
No, as far as you can tell, he's been 100% true.
Yo, if this wizard's name is Melf, I'm gonna scream.
He might have embellished at a few parts, but otherwise, it seems like a perfectly
It's a story.
accurate-
You'd better embellish.
It's a story.
Otherwise,
You
it'll be
gotta-
lame. Unless you're Esma, in which case, I guess you can just tell things as they happened.
And it probably wasn't a lot of embellishment considering this is wizardry.
It's
So that's-
wizards. You can just say cool wizard shit happened.
And it did.
Now, excuse me if I am prying a bit. This Vistani storykeeper puts an arm around Penelope and Emil's shoulders. But it does not seem like you are quite the usual stock of Barovians. Is it safe to assume you are adventurers who have passed through the mists recently?
Intentional
Not-
or not, yes.
Yeah, not willingly pass through the mist, but it seems like that's kind of how what goes on around here.
Adventurer is sort of a post-mist experience title.
The Vistani actually crack up at that. I think that's pretty hilarious. Yes, I suppose so. But, yes, the mists typically don't tend to let you choose unless you know its secrets like us Vistani. But there is something important, I must add.
Oh.
Adventurers typically come through here, and Madame Eva are sort of... The Vistani do not have leaders, but she is something of a respected figure, and she asks us all to lead you to her, that you may speak to her. She has a great interest in adventurers, you see.
Now, is she going to try to kill us, or is this just like a conversation thing?
It depends.
Oh, that's not
Well,
comforting at all.
No,
Only
honestly,
once have I ever seen her chase a adventurer from her tent. And that guy was a total jack-off anyway, so...
In
I was
case
We
you're
kind
wondering,
of threw him in the river, too. I hope he met the wizard. I hope he met the wizard.
Oh god.
I mean,
This guy
honestly,
snickers to himself and takes a pull from a wineskin.
if it makes you feel any better, Emil, we'll let you go last just to be safe.
No, I don't want to do that, actually.
I mean, we could throw you in the river first, then, if that's what you prefer.
Just try it.
I'm going to be entirely truthful, though. The honesty makes me more comfortable with meeting her. I would be perfectly fine hearing from her.
Just
Madam-
be
You said?
Madam Eva. Hang on, I got it.
Eva.
He takes out a piece of paper and spells it out for you.
But it's
Here.
written in Vistani, so I can't read it.
No.
Her tent is the large one, just over yonder. I
Penelope
realize that the big arrow pointing to it that says Madame Eva's tent is probably on the GM layer now that I'm looking at it. So let me just get that for you real quick. There you go.
Oh, it's over in the distance.
A
Or
neon,
Madame
a neon
Eva's
sign
tent.
lights up.
So is this
It's
like
got-
one,
it's like-
one at a time kind of thing, or is it a big group meeting?
Oh,
Since
no,
we're all
no.
such good friends.
The maps that Curse of Strahd provides you with are kind of small, but you can all fit in the tent, I promise.
Well, thank you so much.
We
Well-
leave. We stop watching Irene as we go to the tent
Oh,
because
Ismark and Donovic are back at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what was she gonna do? Jump into the river? She would have been
Maybe.
fine.
I mean, hey, if you miss the horse, you do fall in the river, so...
They're
What?
large creatures. There's no way you can miss them.
They're right there. Like they're huge.
I mean,
I've
yeah,
never
but if you,
seen
like,
them.
try to jump at them...
Thinking about it now, I should have made a separate map for Madame Eva's tent, but whatever. It's fine.
That's fine. That's
It's
fine.
fine.
You all step up and enter the tent flaps into Madame Eva's tent.
We crowd in
Box,
there.
Box text? Box text?
box text.
Box text. I love
As-
that band.
As you enter, you notice magic flames cast a reddish glow over. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Over over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As she speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. Ah, at last you have arrived. Welcome. And you meet Madame Eva.
You have been expecting us.
I've been watching you, Esma, Emil, Penelope, Silo. I know many things that you might not even know of yourselves, or even that you might not yet know.
Quick, what color am I thinking of?
Orange.
Oh,
That was just an educated guess, darling.
damn it!
It's the lights. They always make people think of orange.
Oh, I see.
It's a I mean, like, not actually, it's just that they cast that sort of color, and that's the first thing that usually comes to mind. Come, sit.
It's a cold
you like-
week of sorts.
Would you like your fortune thread?
I feel like there's not really a choice in the matter, is there? Seeing as you already know.
She is already shuffling her cards.
Alright.
You don't have.
There is
clearly-
always a choice.
You don't have to have it said to you. Yes. Go on. I
I-
say out of character.
I wish to know the outcome of my mission.
Well, this may help with you then.
Then I will.
And
Alright, here, Esme, you take my seat.
Yeah, no, and hold on, wait, let me just squeeze. Oh, you're a big man.
He's made of metal.
and one by one, she lays out the Taroka cards in front of you.
Oh.
Oh.
If you'll
Ooh.
remember from session one.
Oh.
That was a-
Ah!
Oh.
That's who she is.
Ah!
Hmm.
Explain them to us again, GM, in case we've forgotten for some reason.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the handout because it wasn't open.
Oh, is this the same one from the beginning? Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm not doing a live tarot reading. Are you kidding?
So
I'd have to
this one
read.
is
This one is
Let me see how this is. Okay.
okay. Check all of them. Hide.
Oh, I like this man. He's funny. He's got eyes on his head.
Most people do have eyes on their heads. Yes.
His greatest weakness is the gentle breeze.
You could just close his eyes.
No, he doesn't
Then
have
he cannot
eyelashes or
see.
eyelids, I think.
Or is it?
No.
I don't know, those look like eyelids to me.
We're having this conversation as she lays out the cards before she says anything.
It's okay. She knew we were gonna do it, so it's okay.
Do not worry, talking is a free action.
Where's the Fortunes of Ravenloft? There it is, okay.
Oh, I
So you
see.
need like 4 different handouts for no reason.
Emil, I think this is you, but in the future. God, you don't age very well, do you?
I do
I
not
don't know
age.
which of the are you pointing to?
This one.
I mean, the hooded one seems pretty apt to use. It's got
No,
the
no,
same
no,
amount
no.
of flesh showing. Look.
Yes, but look at that neckline. I could never.
Ah,
That's a powerful neck. That's a neck that says,
didn't you say you would work out, right? You work out?
I mean, I can endure quite a bit. I don't know if work out is the right term for it.
Mm-hmm.
We were under the impression that it's not our job to do the reading of these cards.
Oh God, sir, please look out. The noose is coming for you. Oh
Can you
God.
guys move these?
Yeah.
think we can.
I accidentally did. I'm sorry. I was just like clicking on it and then moving like, oh, put it back.
You're like, oh, you like accidentally dropped one of Madame Eva's cards on the ground. You just gotta put them back.
All right, I
Into
see
the river
you've
with
changed
you.
your fortune then. Let me pull another fucking card.
Why does this make me have like 4 things open just to read them?
Sorry.
Decro.
It's fine.
All right.
Alright. I've got all of the different... my spreadsheets open for reading a card reading. This card, she flips over the first card, which is the 4 of Swords of the Mercenary. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. These first 3 cards will tell you exactly where, well, perhaps not exactly, but will tell you where to find some useful things that may help you in your travels. The 4th card will show you a potential ally, someone who can fight along your side against the devil, and will likely die for you in that event. The 5th card will show you ultimately where your final fate, be it your final fates or the devil himself's final fates, will end. And she flips them over one by one, but they're all revealed, so just whatever.
You're very surprised.
She turns over the first card. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. The thing that you seek lies with the dead, under mountains of gold coins. It will not be an easy place to reach. It may even be the last one you find out of these. But perhaps Madame Eva is getting ahead of herself. She flips over the second card. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope, something that Barovia could use should it be refound. The Guildmaster, 5 of coins. I see a dark room full of bottles. It is the tomb of a guild member. It is someplace dark and distant, but reachable. Hooded one, 7 of swords. This third card represents one of power and strength. Tells of a weapon of vengeance. A sword of sunlight. I see a faceless god. He awaits you at the end of a long and winding road, deep within the mountains.
When she says faceless god, you see Penelope's face kind of perk up a little bit and then just sort of go slack again.
She flips the fourth card. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in your battle against the devil. I have to open a separate... I hate how much...
Gotta open this one, and this one.
Gotta
and
open this one now, and open this one.
She has a book she's flipping through, and she's like, "I'm sorry." I just
She
don't
knows all of these, Decro does not.
This is all talking's a free action. It's basically not happening. While
It's
Declan's
fine.
looking.
There it is, Executioner. Okay.
Oh boy.
Executioner. You must seek out the brother of the Devil's Bride. They call him the Lesser, but he truly does have a powerful soul within him, I promise.
Thinking about who we just met.
He has a strong sense of justice. I think he will serve you well for this. And lastly, she flips over the fifth card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card at least will give you an advantage in knowing where to find him. Knowing where can sometimes be just as good as knowing how or why. Although, very rarely. He awaits you in a place of wisdom, warmth, and despair. There are great secrets there, and it is a place where he holds on greatly to his mistakes of the past. You might be able to use these things against him, if you know how, in the end. And with that, she smiles and looks up to you. Are your fortunes to your liking?
I suppose. But I do have one question. There is one of us, of course, who... I look over to Esma, has a particular score to settle, but what makes you think that the rest of us are going to tackle such a great and insurmountable task?
To defeat the devil?
Yes.
Strahd himself? It certainly is something that not many come back from, if any come back from. In the end, though, all who pass through the mists face him in one way or another. Perhaps that is his curse, or perhaps it is yours.
If I'm going to be completely honest, the whole mountains of gold thing that was mentioned at some point, that's one that I clicked there. Pretty convincing. A pretty convincing argument.
A sword to slay the devil is very convincing. We need to find it.
Yeah. It's super important.
Secrets and a god without a face do sound compelling, I suppose.
And like, what else are
Madam.
we gonna do? Wander around, buy a house?
Yeah, Decro? Yeah, Decro?
You didn't see anything, Tambo. Shut up.
Okay, I didn't see anything. You're right.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
Nothing.
exactly. None y'all saw nothing.
You're right, I didn't see anything.
I like.
We don't have a lot of options to like leave, right?
Well, I don't know. I could start up like a bean farm or something.
You could like buy a house.
Yes,
maybe,
you know.
Maybe go buy the death house. See if that's for sale.
I mean, I imagine it's
Oh,
vacant entirely.
we have the deed right here, actually.
We can just sort of squat there and
can
live the
just-
rest of our days out in the
Instead of,
street.
fighting the person who's, I'm pretty sure, fucking with us.
I
You all
look
got
at
some
Madame
very
Eva and
resolute.
give her a nod. Thank you for telling us our fortunes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, where are my manners?
No, it was
Always
just as
fun.
enlightening as it wasn't. But that's how these things always are.
It's always my pleasure to deliver such prophecies. Not all come true, but you'll find that it's always useful to know something of your future. She looks outside the tent. It is getting dark soon. You're free to stay in the camps tonight, if you wish. I do not recommend traveling at night in Barovia unless you are quite brave or quite foolish. Often you find it is quite a similar fate. Either way.
I look directly at Emil.
Emil doesn't seem like he notices.
I don't say anything, I just look at him.
Yeah, I
I
feel like
look at
staying
you
in the
looking
camp
at
would be a good idea.
Of course. If you don't mind,
Get
I
out
do
of your
bel-
tent?
well, I would put it more politely, but
But yes, okay.
I believe I have another visitor soon.
Oh, alright. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Feel free to return to Madame Eva if you ever need more advice or your fortune's read again.
I actually take out a map and mark down this encampment.
Alright. And
You
you
just look for the giant horses on the map and you mark it there.
Yes, I draw each of the horses in painstaking detail.
Well, they're very big, so you can see them from a long way off.
It's a monument.
Ah, Donovich, you seem
Right,
a little
right.
less green around the gills.
Yes. It's a bit hard. You haven't been around people in a long time. You see, the Vistani are quite boisterous, fun people, but
he
energy-
looks around, choosing his words very carefully.
the
Being
energy,
around,
the general energy might be a bit much for my old soul.
being around so many so often is an acquired skill. I'm sure you'll find some way to get used to it eventually.
Hopefully. After all, the crowds will be returning to the church should this ever end. This curse that has befallen our valley.
Well, one can only hope, certainly. Is everyone, alright to rest for the evening, or is there anything else we would like to take care of before we sleep?
I'm honestly ready where I am.
Yes,
Great.
I imagine you, Silo, are also quite, tired.
Things go, things come. I'm not sure what that has to do with being tired, but it's definitely true in this scenario.
I mean,
As
blood...
it is,
Sorry?
you've certainly taken a lot of damage over this past couple of hours. I stay bleeding.
I was going to
Blood.
say blood tends to come and go. Perhaps that was the line of thinking you were on before you kind of...
Might be the blood loss.
It may very well be blood loss.
I believe you
That's an
should
awfully
rest.
pessimistic way of looking at things.
I will keep watch the entire night.
Alright. That sounds perfectly fine
Blood
to me.
loss generally does very little to dull the minds of certain people.
Is there anywhere we should be sleeping, or do we just
Next
sort
to
of
the
lay
horses,
around?
maybe?
Next to the horses? Do we want to wake up to the smell of horse shit, Emil?
We have spare.
Joke, because they could be the walls of a house if you just arrange them properly.
Oh yes, that's true.
We have spare bedrolls if you wish to lay out under the stars with the fire. We keep it going most of the time as the chill of the mist gets tedious, I suppose. Uncomfortable for most.
That sounds lovely, thank you.
Certainly. And there will, of course, be breakfast. Nothing says Vistani hospitality like our traditional breakfasts.
Oh, wonderful.
That's
Look at-
just splendid.
Look at this, we're getting
Oh,
a
that's what you look
continental and
for.
everything. Goodness.
Oh, yes.
And so you guys kind of settle in a bit.
You watch Penelope, like, slide into the bedroll, like, really, really far, until her entire head is covered. And you just see, like, flashes of light under there every so often.
That seems highly unrecommended, but to each their own.
Like the fucking.
Someone covering their ears, Penelope's bedroll.
Be sure not to burn the place down. That would be most unfortunate, especially since it's not ours.
Believe me, I don't have many flammable options, so don't you worry yourself.
It
So
was more of a general warning.
when Esma kind of like goes into a resting state, like a third little like machine like arm, his like blowtorch arm, begins to repair his other various body parts.
Cool. All right, as you guys are just kind of settling in, just kind of starting, like on that space in between sleeping and waking,
Over near the fire. It's neat out there.
just a massive gust of wind just batters the camp all of a sudden.
Penelope immediately reaches out and grabs her hat so it doesn't fly away.
There's actually a dramatic peal of thunder. You're not sure from where,
I hope that doesn't mean rain.
and a mysterious figure steps into the firelight of the camp.
Emil sits up.
Oh.
Everyone, wake
Wow.
up. There appears to be a visitor.
A very nice.
look at-
I pull out my
Irina.
blade.
Like, I put a hand on Irina.
Yeah, I would say Irina is quite crouched into her sleeping stuff and kind of peeks out at the sight and then immediately goes back to hiding.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put so that can't be just automatically yoinked. So, who might you be?
Now, we saw
This-
an altar to this man in the death house
sure
basement,
did, didn't we?
right? Now,
Yes, you recognize.
mm-hmm.
I would still say that though.
You killed me
Don't suppose
before.
he's here
I
for
will
the
not fail
compliment,
again.
I still don't let-
Adorable. Adorable.
So, what brings you here? Kind of like sits up even more and like kind of like gets out of the sleeping bag, kind of.
I'm looking at the rest of the Vistani. They're just kind of chill, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, really, they're just kind of like, oh, Strahd again.
This
guy.
dickbag.
This guy.
I look over to Ismark and mouth, I thought you said these guys were cool.
I also said that sometimes they do work for Strahd.
Okay.
Did
They
say
seem
that
like
he did-
perfectly fine people.
He did say that. So,
Is there a physical description of Strahd? There's not one on his character sheet?
Twink light.
What?
Gothic.
Is there no
Um,
box text or straw?
There's no
Strahd's ripped,
Strahd
dude. What the
text.
fuck do you mean?
What the heck?
But
Give
look
us
at,
a
look at
photo.
this. Look at this
Strahd
photo of him.
No, but he is ripped though.
No, he is ripped, but like, look
Strahd
at
is a tall, swaggering, and shadowy figure stands before the firelight before you. You know, it's funny. I came here to ask my most trusted advisor how I should go about introducing myself to you for welcoming you to my lands. But it
Yeah.
seems you've saved me the trouble. Not
mean-
that I say I'm surprised. Many find their way to Madame Eva once in Barovia.
I mean, it's not like we're going anywhere if you wanted to have a quick chat with her.
Yes,
Oh,
we would actually like to sit by the fire. I'm sure we could produce some kind of cocoa beverage for you.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that, well, it's not quite my taste of drink to take. He flashes you a smile, his fangs quite apparent with it.
You know what Emil's gonna do?
What's Emil gonna do?
He's just flash a smile as well, but instead of the fangs, it's the fucking.
Front teeth.
Oh my god.
But like fast enough that they might be mistaken. Just try
I'm
to like.
smart.
He kind of cocks a confused eyebrow, like he's thinking, did I just see that? Nah.
Emil, yeah, Emil's gonna do that, and then just gonna go back to regular smile.
Just a normal smile. We're smiling folk. We're happy folk.
Emil's also definitely got his hand on his fucking rapier.
So, how have you been liking my lands of Barovia?
Gotta say, I could do without the birds or the corpses or the dead kids.
Otherwise,
Yes.
fantastic. Wonderful.
The breeze is great.
There's very little risk of sunburn.
I look at Silo for that comment.
The fucking
Yes, I suppose you're quite correct. There are more problems than I wished I could solve. My people do suffer so under the grip of the mists. Partially my fault, I'm perfectly okay with admitting, but
Gotta admit, my bad, guys. Sorry.
I'll take the blame for that one. But it happened so long ago, can you really hold a grudge?
I'm sure some people can, but I mean, I wasn't here.
Certainly.
That bad for that long.
Hey, so how's Ismark and Donovich looking? I imagine Donovich isn't doing super hot right now.
Donovic is making several holy signs right now. Ismark is just kind of scowling at this guy.
This bastard.
The eternal
This-
soldiers do not forget.
Yes, I'm well aware of you and Dr. Wolf and all of your fun little diversions you cause me. I keep telling him he could be so much better use working for me, and yet, devil he calls me, cur he calls me, pox upon the land he calls me,
Big baby bitch, he calls me.
big
God,
bitch baby fuckboy he calls me. Bah, at least he amuses me, or I might have gotten rid of him long ago. Him and his toys, that is. He does make them quite well. I must say, not as entertaining as Belinsky's, but quite nearly enough. And what is it they say? Variety is the spice of unlife.
Hey. Are you sure you want to kill this guy? He's a
he sounds like a hoot.
I should have you know that I have been working for many of my years of unlife to remove the mists, to remove this curse upon my domain. It does me no good to have just the same scared people over and over again living their lives, only to pass on that fear to the next generation. Really, I'd love to be able to see other lands. Trade would be good. Add some fresh blood to the economy, you know.
hey.
God.
Feeding off the same generations of Barovians century after century, I mean, it really does nothing for my complexion.
Also,
Look at me, I'm as pale as a ghost.
Also, rich merchants coming through means I can perhaps have some wealth in my blood now, which is always.
Shut up. Shut up.
It runs through the veins of
No,
my
no, no.
domain, like some kind of.
I suppose adventurers bring enough wealth in when they come, when the economy doesn't go stale. Like, it's not like the money's going anywhere except monster
Inflation may be a
dens.
bit of an issue. Do you have a central banking maybe to deal with that?
Yes, it's up in my castle.
Please do not
To an
give Strahd
extent.
financial advice.
I love how we're not taking the piss out of him or anything. We're just having a very surprisingly normal
I
conversation
mean,
with
it's
this.
for now. For now. Like,
now.
Well, that comes later.
yeah.
Anyway, Madame Eva is old, and I should be getting to her. But I do hope that you have a pleasant evening. Come visit me at Ravenloft sometime.
How
I'll
is
be
that
sure
look?
to.
Go ahead.
I'll be sure to keep a table set for you, should you ever want to come. The invitation is open. A carriage will sit by the cliffs to pick you up, should you ever require it. Oh, and Penelope. Strahd leans down to you, Penelope.
Mm-hmm.
How is your serpent doing?
Perfectly all right now. I retrieve the serpent. It slithers out of my hat.
Ah, what an adorable little creature. Snakes have become quite a rarity, you know. What with all the ravens and the wolves eating them. It's all rats, bats, and wolves now in Barovia. Oh, and the ravens, of course.
Can't forget the
So-
ravens. That's why the loft is called that.
Actually, it's named after my mother.
Oh,
Just a fun fact.
that's a very pretty name.
I agree. Anyway,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
pleasant dreams. On this mark, brave of you to leave your sister. I'll be paying her a visit tonight, my dearest Tatiana. Farewell, and thank you for seeing things my way. And he disappears into the tent.
Going to be honest, if he means seeing things his way, it means not attacking him on sight. We'd have to be stupid to do that.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure.
What a colossal prick.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to attack. That was the only reason I did not attack.
Yeah, I feel like right here in the middle of a bunch of people we don't want dead is probably not the best time to attack him, right?
Also, honestly, I don't think... We don't even know really what we're dealing with, if I'm being perfectly honest. We're all, I assume, whispering
Yeah,
this.
we are whispering,
Yeah,
but I don't want to whisper
Yeah.
Yeah.
not here.
Whispering is happening.
I also, Penelope, takes her hand and as her snake wraps around it, and she, puts a finger up to its head and says, "Now, don't say those mean things about that man. I think he can understand you. Don't."
Heck, actually.
Yeah!
Does anyone want
Strahd,
to?
you got animal?
Does anyone want to sneak up and listen in?
I gesture at the tent for Esma.
Or look at my stealth modifier. I mean, I'm probably
I
the
say
best.
by anyone, I'm looking at him.
Yes, would anyone like to,
Not really. I'm gonna be completely honest. I would rather not do that because I feel like he probably has some sort of super hearing as a
He
fucking
absolutely
vampire,
does.
and I would prefer to not.
What about a serpent?
Hey,
Oh,
That's-
that's fun. You know what, actually? I look at... Sorry, go ahead.
Madam Eva told me we need more information on Strahd if we wish to understand him.
I think that's a good idea. I pull out my snake and I look at him and I say, "Now, I know our relationship has been a bit, contentious lately. I'm sorry. I cannot express how sorry I am for what happened back at the house. But please do me this yeah, okay. Okay, I get it. Excuse me, young man. Just please do this one for me."
And you send it off to listen in?
Yes, I do.
Alright. And your snake slithers in. Does it go in the tent or just kind of near it? Or
I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to have it slide underneath part of the flap over here, not near the entrance, so that it's not apparent it's coming in.
Alright.
And I assume Adam Eve's tent has a bunch of knacks and baubles in it.
Oh yeah, it's full of weird little cages with alchemical doodads and strange magic-y things that you've never seen before.
Okay, I just want to hide my snake behind one of those and have it coil up so that it's not visible.
There's a weird stone. It looks really lonely. As if it's
Oh.
missing 6 other friends.
Well, I'm glad to be that friend. I'm going to try to direct the snake to coil around the stone.
Alright. Would your familiar just have your stealth roll, or...
The snake has its own stealth roll, I'm pretty sure. Let me look up snake stats. I
Okay.
still don't have the page. The stats.
That's fine. We can...
Let me look. I think they're called poisonous snakes. Yes.
Familiar.
Yeah. I think it's just a +3 modifier, which isn't great. That's fine. It's a snake.
God, I forgot Strahd has a +10 to religion for some reason.
Oh, I thought you were
Wow.
going to say perception, and I was like, ugh.
Probably saw that's perception too.
18.
Alright, let me do a GM roll.
Fingers
I was-
crossed.
I was going to say, my snake is in low light, and then I remembered, Oh, he's a fucking
Strahd.
vampire.
Alright. Your snake sort of slivers in, and you hear kind of Strahd and Madame Eva kind of just sharing a joke to each other. Well, you are a bit more lively than your predecessor, Madame Eva. She was a bit on the stiffer side, but you know how grandmothers can be.
He's just having idle conversation.
But about the reason for my visit, I believe you had a fortune for me? I don't want another Aslan situation, so I've always come to visit you or your predecessor or your ancestor, or the next person of your line for advice in such times. God, that one was a bastard, though. Can't believe he actually managed to wage a war in Barovia. Anyway, a tale for a different time, I suppose. I'm sure I've shared it more than enough with you. But before we start, I appreciate your initiative, but it is rude to eavesdrop on the private conversations between friends. Even with such a lovely creature.
I'm just gonna...
He reaches down and squishes the snake.
Okay, I'm just going to have the snake wave its tail at him in a friendly manner, and then Penelope snaps her fingers and the snake disappears in a puff of smoke.
These ones are going to be fun. So what do you have for me?
Well,
And
bad
you don't get to hear
news.
that.
I was immediately found out.
He is a vamp. See, the thing is, I'm glad it was the snake because if it was me, he probably would have just killed me.
See, I can snap my fingers and make the snake disappear, but he can snap his fingers and make you disappear.
Yes.
I'll tell you this, Mel, you were really close,
I
actually.
bet I was. Oh, I wish there was some way for me to have given it an advantage or something, but
Happens.
Throw an egg as a distraction.
Rolled almost as high as you could.
yeah, that's fine.
Strahd has a bonkers perception check because of course he does.
I knew he did, but I wanted to try.
Yeah, it's fucking Strahd.
Okay.
I walk over to Ismark.
Alright.
Madame Eva said something about seeking out the brother of the bride of Mr. Strahd. Said they were called the Lesser.
Well, it sounds like me.
So what's this whole business with the bride then? She doesn't seem like a very stable relationship.
Irina,
Divorce.
Irina, quiet as she can, perks up from her hiding place among several piles of sleeping bags.
Oh, believe me, you'd be able to deal with him a lot better than we could. Don't worry.
Wasn't my fucking idea either.
What do you mean by that?
Comes after me, keeps calling me Tatiana. I don't know what it's about, but he keeps trying to take me. And I'll be damned before I let that happen. That's why we're... Shh, stay hidden, sister.
Sounds like
That's why we're trying to get her to Vallaki. Hoping that since it's not right in the shadow of the damned castle, she'll be safer there. Hopefully, at least.
Sounds like a case of very bad mistaken identity then. That or he's just very bad at names.
I must ask, what capacity would you be able to help us in actually doing anything to Strahd? Not to
insult you direly or anything, or imply that you can't help us at all, but exactly that.
No, it more so just I'm not exactly in a place where I feel capable of dealing with that man. And I am not aware of any particular skills you have at combat effectiveness.
I mean, I'm good with a sword, and I know the land more so than I assume most of you do.
That is a bit of a benefit, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
I suppose I could be something of a tour guide for you once Irina is safe.
That would be wonderful. I think wandering around the land with some kind of information.
Yeah.
And also maybe not running into, say, I don't know, dens of vicious wolverines or werewolves would be wonderful.
Oh,
Though I have to be
werewolverines,
honest, you
those
know
would
how
be
much with the
particularly
ravens.
awful.
Oh yeah, you don't want to fuck with the werewolverines. Sorry, Emil, what were you saying? I just remembered something from last summer.
Oh,
Oh shit. I think she said something about the ravens.
Yes.
It's funny enough, the ravens usually aren't that hostile. I'm not certain why. Oh yeah, the eggs.
Yes, I believe it was when our good friend here decided to swallow eggs whole from the
You know-
nest.
You know ravens are like really smart, right? They like recognize and tell other ravens about people who fuck with them.
Yes, I mean, we did kill most of them, but I am pretty sure we're going to have to deal with that for the rest of this journey.
We didn't manage to kill all of them. They'll remember.
Ravens will remember this.
Telltale Games.
In the worst case scenario, it should only be the one of us that they have the main problem with. Everything else was just collateral.
As we've been talking, Penelope has been like doing some hand gestures, and she pulls a feather out of her pocket, and as she does, she kind of drops it on the ground, and in a puff of smoke, a raven appears. Okay, good. See, this might be able to help us.
What is this?
Oh, this was, well, originally it was my snake.
You killed your snake and turned it into a raven?
It's not that simple. It's a, yes, hi. Yes, hello. I scratch it behind its, like, head, just at, like, near the part of the skull and the neck. I know, yes. Listen, this form is a lot louder and more ostentatious, so I didn't want to just do this right off the bat. Regardless, maybe we cannot be harassed by birds every single time we come across them. Maybe. Okay. Tiny, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
There was just silence and I was scared.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna... I thought there was more to the plan or something.
No,
So I was
she just
waiting.
made a bird appear. She
Okay,
just made a
okay.
bird.
I was okay.
Yeah,
So-
I realize Strahd hasn't been talking to you guys for a bit, so I can change.
So you want to you turned your snake into a crow to scare off other crows?
No, a raven, I'll have you know. And it's mostly to just sort of spread misinformation. A misinformation campaign amongst the fowls of this land.
Do make sure he has the right intonations. They might be able to tell if he's an outsider.
Oh goodness. Yes, dear,
Do
why
you
don't you
suppose
actually...
they have a handshake?
I don't know. I actually whisper to the raven, why don't you go talk to your kin and try to pick up the accent? and
it
I
kind of
yeah.
it goes off into yonder woods for a bit.
There, now we have an inside agent.
Perfect.
Perhaps we can negotiate a deal with them. Maybe a prisoner exchange if worse comes to worse.
Oh goodness, but who would we exchange?
Looks at Emil.
Everyone looks at Emil.
The implication was clear, we thought.
That's fair. Esma, I do actually have to ask,
Yes.
what is your relationship with the rest of... Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty standard, but... There was a Dr. Wolf he kept mentioning. I believe you may have brought him up once or twice.
Yes, he is my creator.
And he created you and your kin just to take down Strahd.
Yes, he created the Eternal Soldiers.
What reason did he have to go to war with the man?
Strahd is a curse upon the land.
Esma has 3 fun phrases.
Strahd is the
Oh,
devil.
Esma's straight. Okay, good. That one too.
Is that
Fantastic.
another one for me? Got another one of those things?
Also, because the people of Barovia, it is very difficult to rally them to become an army,
Well, they don't really have the best
and it has
experiences
happened.
with those in the past.
Yes, and it has happened before, once before. The Eternal Soldiers do not run. They do not hide. They continue to fight till they die.
Now, I don't mean to like question your whole like foundation of your life, but wouldn't it be better to like win the fight instead of just kind of charging headfirst?
The Eternal Soldiers get better with each mark.
Well, I'm just just like a quick tip. Maybe one of the marks can like strategize a little bit more.
I mean, I imagine Esma is at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't jump the vampire as he came in, so
We are capable of higher thinking.
Esma just looking at Emil. I'm not stupid. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
To my knowledge, I am the most advanced one.
You certainly seem like it. You were the one left. Well, I shouldn't say left standing, but you were the one capable of standing once more after what happened to you.
At
Does
some
Doc-
point, we should find Dr. Wolf. He may be able to repair some of my other functions that have been damaged beyond repair.
I was going to say, where does the man live?
Location unknown.
Well,
Dr. Wolf tends to move place to place.
wonder why that might be. Maybe there's a vampire
That
not breathing
No,
down his
take your
neck.
time. Be
Leave
fine.
me alone. I just had to look the devil in the
We're
face.
just being
We all
quiet.
had to do that too. Yes, it was right here.
He's still here. I pointed at the tent. Keep your voices down.
Excellent
Probably here.
observation, Silo. It wasn't like I was already whispering or anything.
Mhm. It's always nice to take precautions.
I do remember someone saying something specific about stating the obvious, but I just can't put my finger on who. Anyway,
Out of character, I have no idea what you're talking about.
that
Go
was
on.
you. You said that.
What's the issue here?
There is none. Listen, I'm trying
That's
to let
what we
you know.
thought.
It's an awful thing to see someone pretend to have such humanity. I look over to the tent.
It is a tent.
I don't understand him. Not at all.
He is a monster.
It's hard to understand anyone who's been around for so long.
I suppose I'm just shocked that he keeps up an air of civility after all this time.
I feel like you'd have to.
I turn to everyone else. Why does he behave himself? I suppose. It doesn't seem like anyone could stop him if he chose to do whatever he felt like, so...
Perhaps
Is-
he's busy trying to woo poor Irina over here.
I mean, I don't think
What
he
would do
knows
to
it.
do that? If he
I don't
would
think he-
order a rampage.
I don't think
Is
he
Mar-
knows he's here.
Yes, Strahd did not notice Irina,
But just in general.
as far as
It
you
would-
could tell.
It would be bad to. That's not what I meant. Like I meant in general.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ismark was hiding her, right? No, sorry, she was hiding herself behind a
Yeah,
rock.
also I was standing
She
in
was hiding
front of
under
her.
all. Esma was standing in front of her. She's under like her and Ismark's like bedrolls.
Let me see if I can actually...
I feel like we shouldn't mess with it too much. It's better not mess with something that's working.
No, that's fine.
Although he may be back if he realizes that she's not where he thought he was tonight.
Oh, that is
That's
a
unfortunate.
possibility, but I don't think we can really do much about that.
Luckily, we have a man who is capable of always knowing everything, regardless of whether or not he's awake.
Were you talking? Oh, as
I am not a man.
Yeah, that's a
I am a
robot.
robot.
That's fair.
I thought you talked about me for a second. I was like, is this an insult? Or
Oh no, I would never call you so confident.
No, I mean, I feel like you should because I am.
Hmm? Perhaps
Ismark
we'll
is
have a
like-
debate later.
Ismark is still kind of like thinking on that question that you asked him about why Strahd maintains an air of civility instead of just taking shit. And he kind of like looks up. I mean, I don't really know, but I think in some way he still sees himself as the ruler of these lands, still responsible through all the madness and 4,400 odd, maybe even more years.
He's
Oh
a noble
god.
man at heart. I'm sure he still knows how to use the right spoons.
I don't know why that got me.
I think it's the way the Tamara said spoons. It's just really good. I think he sees himself still as more human than most of the wretched monsters in these lands.
So he's
In a
delusional.
way, I guess.
Great.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Isn't he kind of pokes the bedding a bit? Isn't that right, Tatiana? The betting kicks, Ismark. Alright. I get it, sore spot.
So, does any... Okay, we've established nobody knows why he calls her Tatiana.
I sure as hell don't.
Does anybody else here know?
I like put a hand over her mouth.
They doesn't know why I asked.
The storyteller from earlier. I think I might know.
We'll ask you later then.
Cool, sounds good.
We're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
go to bed.
escalate.
We'll ask you next session. It's okay.
Rad, I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh god.
So
Oh.
there's one of our questions answered in the morning.
And one of our questions answered at a later date, yes. I don't really want to sleep until he's gone, I'm going to be honest.
I can watch the tent for as long as you need to.
And that's good enough for me.
Yes.
Let's get back to the sleeping bag.
I do need my good night's sleep for more reasons than one. I'm going to go to bed now. And, Penelope goes back into her sleeping bag, there's a beat, and then you start seeing a bunch of flashing lights again.
Real quick though, like a second before you enter your sleeping bag, the tent of Madame Eva's, the flaps of Madame Eva's tent swagger open dramatically.
Oh.
Well, what a fun visit. Always great to come by and see the lovely Vistani people. You're certain you still won't share your secrets on how to leave the mists at your own will? Secret, Lord, you know that. Very well. I'll keep searching for my own means then.
Oh, there are some juice boxes you can have on your way out, by the way. I point to the horses.
He kind of looks at you a bit disdainfully, actually.
I'm sorry. Poorly chosen. I assume animals are not exactly your preferred.
Certainly not, but in a pinch, you know, anything to survive, I suppose.
Well,
Not that I've been in many circumstances, but the castle provides for me quite well.
Very
I
well.
do try to keep a stocked larder, even though my tastes have quite changed since I was but man. Sleep well, I do hope. I have many errands to run tonight, but I do hope to get around to seeing your sister at some point, Isma. My dear Tatiana has come back to me,
I'm going
and
to...
you have kept me from her long enough.
Strahd's basically just telling Ismark, I'm gonna fuck your sister, shit lips. Stupid idiot.
Think you can stop me? You certainly can try.
I'm very
Mhm.
confused. Who is Tatiana?
Maybe one day you will find out.
That day is
I do
tomorrow.
seem to have misplaced my journal. Quite uncharacteristic of me. If you find it, do bring it back to me.
Of course.
Bonne nuit, mon amis. Bonne nuit.
Nobody
he-
else can see. Like, Strahd probably can't see it from where he is, but when Penelope says, of course, there is clearly a grin underneath her bandana. Alright, so he's lost something vital to him, and it would be a shame for us to not try to look for it, for his sake.
Strahd transforms into a bat and flaps off into the breeze.
Oh, okay.
No.
Do you think
Sure.
that one fella went to bed yet?
Yeah, I think he said he was going to, so I would assume he is.
It's a shame.
I can wake him up for you.
Asma, don't wake him up. The
That would
poor
be
man
very
needs his
rude.
rest.
Okay.
He was so
We'll talk
hospitable,
about it
too.
over breakfast or something as such.
Mhm. Now, we should probably all attempt to rest easy. I can't imagine the morning is going to be, quite as charitable as these lovely people have been.
Esma sits down, and I basically just kind of stares off.
Yeah, Neil's kind of lays down, ready to sleep.
Good.
Party time.
Throws rocket bag.
There's no sound, it's just a bunch of, like, not really that bright, they're just sort of like these soft hums and hues, and occasionally the sleeping bag will,
rocket
like...
bag.
What?
Doesn't throw rocket bag.
Okay, good. I thought you said you were going to anyway. Alright.
All
No,
right.
that's Quarth's job.
Fucking out like a light, dude.
And if y'all are good, that's where we're gonna wrap the session for tonight.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright.
Thank you so much,
Hey.
everybody.
Hey, thanks everyone for coming out to Curse of Strahd. I had fun.
Uh-huh.
I hope you all had fun. Anyone who came out, I think I don't know if Aloha's still here.
It's
If you
Aloha.
are, thanks for watching, Aloha. You're pretty cool. Everyone else is also pretty cool. Be sure to check out our other stuff. There's a lot more of it these days than there was a few months ago, so check it out. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we should actually have a schedule, probably, next
Aren't we
Monday,
supposed
Tuesday?
to have it Monday?
Yeah, next
Is that the whole point of having it like that?
Yes.
We don't need to have this live.
Okay, bye.
Don't need to have our
See
scheduled
ya.
discourse
Bye.
live. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.